All right, let's take a look at Mr. Mime's stuff, huh? Stats. First off, stats. HP is trash. Oh boy. Attack is really bad. Defense is bad. Well, defense is all right. Special is 100. So it's not going to be... We don't quite get the 120, but we still get a 100 special. And his speed is actually pretty good as well. So that's... His offense is going to be very good. He's going to be very fast, and he's going to have very high attack. Or special, sorry. And then, movesets. We start with confusion. Good. That basically means that we win the game. The fact that we start with confusion, there's not really anything that we are going to have issues with. We learn Thunderbolt. We do get Body Slam, but our attack stat is pretty trash. Maybe we use it again when we come up against, like, Kadabras and Alakazams and stuff. Weirdly enough... Well, weirdly enough, he doesn't learn Psychic naturally. The only offensive Psychic attack that he learns is Confusion. Which is weird. What does Meditate do? Attack. Oh, we have a stat boosting move. Oh, that's interesting. Did we learn Earthquake? No. That's unfortunate. But we have Psychic. Alright. Well, let's gen this thing, huh? Randomizer. Open ROM. Starters, custom. Oh, just had him. There you are. Randomize. Back up one, Mr. Mime. Not Mr. Mome. Nope. Done. Close. Alright. Open. Mr. Mime. But yeah, I think Mr. Mime might be, here, let's change this. Where you at? I forgot which... Oh, there he is. Alright, and death counter goes back down to 0. And... Is there anything else that I need to do to get set up for this? No, I think we just get into it. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. And it was Mime Jr. For the... Hey, Staryu. His name is Blue this time. No, why do I always want to go down to the lab, even though I know that that's not right. I forgot to change the options. I need to change the options. There we go. I'm Junior. Okay. We might actually be able to get through fairly easily. Jesus. Two-shotting the Squirtle. But yeah, we might actually be able to get through this fairly easily. Like, Mr. Mime is actually pretty good. Like I said, it's a little bit unfortunate that we get the lower of the two special stats. We get the 100 special attack instead of the 120 special defense as our special, but it's still a 100 base special. Go away. I don't want to see you ever. Please, let me in. Um, please stop talking. I wish to play the game, not talk to you. I need to actually have a command that lets people pull up the spreadsheet that I'm working on for these. So that everybody could see what kind of times and levels and everything I have on all the Pokemon that I've done so far. Because so far I'm the only one that can see it, and me having that information is not that big of a deal. I'm actually really curious. I'm definitely I will 100. Actually, maybe I fight the one who's got 3. Let's do that guy first real quick. We'll fight this one. We'll fight this guy. Because they're all poison types, so we'll just one-shot all of them. Get a couple of really quick, easy levels. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we went from level 5 to level 7 there. Very, very quickly. Yeah, I just don't really see any reason not to fight these guys. They take almost no time. We're all, like, one-shotting the Cocoon. Like, if we do have to level up for Brock, which I don't think that we will, honestly, I think that just fighting these 3 trainers and the junior trainer in his gym is going to be enough to get us to a high enough level that we can beat him. I mean, like, we probably could have skipped every trainer up to Brock, except for that one that's required, and still beaten him, honestly. Like, but those fights were so fast, and I'm honestly more worried about this Diglett than I am Brock. Because barrier... is barrier a... Wait, let me look up what barrier does real quick. Oh, it boosts your defense by 2 stages. That's insane. I don't think we're gonna need it. Yeah, look at that. 3-shotting the Geodude. And it's gonna be another 3-shot for the Onix. Yeah, look at that. Like, there we go. No problem whatsoever. We're already past Brock, and we're only 5 minutes in. There is one thing I did forget to pick up a Pidgey. We do not have a Pidgey yet. And we are high enough level now that if we were to try and catch if we were to try and catch one of these things, we would just one-shot it. So we would just have to start chucking Pokeballs and hope that it goes in. Oh hey, the one time that I'm not worried about that Ekans. Because I already have a psychic move and it just dies. A few bricks of meat? Wait. It's not a descriptor that people usually use for that. I'm very happy that I went back. I'm very happy that I went back because we would not have been able to beat this guy. Actually, we would have, because we would have eventually struggled against him, but we would have had to get the win via struggle. Really? A Jigglypuff? I want a Spearow. Alright, we're just gonna chuck a Pokeball. Hopefully it goes in. Really? Fuck you too. Die, you stupid bird. Alright. So, unfortunately, we need to go back now. Because we need a flying Pokemon. Wow, I can't believe I have to go buy another fucking 5 Pokeballs because that Spearow just refused to get in. Alright. This one should be a much easier catch. What the fuck? It's supposed to be a 1 in 3 for a Pidgey level 3 or lower, I think. I think a level 3 or lower Pidgey is supposed to be a 1 in 3 to get into a Pokeball at full health. I've had to buy 2 extra slightly overcooked, slightly flat brick of meat. Well, I had a breakfast burrito today. That was my breakfast, and it was delicious. Do we learn... We don't learn, water gun, do we? There's no way. No. Could technically go in to learn Mega Punch. But with our really low attack stat and its low accuracy, I don't want it. I might teach Body Slam just so that we can get past get to Abro easily. Do I kill this? Probably. Let's find out. Yes, we do. Okay. It's a little bit unfortunate because that was a very low level Paris. It was only level 8. They're usually level 10. I did want to test it, though. I did want to check to see if we could hit it and try and make it a little bit easier to catch. Fortunately, did not pan out. I was about to say, the Zubat's definitely dead. Do you have a Slowpoke? No, you do not. That's right. He's got the 2 poisons in the Voltorb. Alright, we need to get another Paris to show up. Yeah, whenever I'm trying to use I'm trying to get back on track with my diet because I kind of slacked off for about a week. Like all last week I was like flat or I went up because I was ordering a lot of fast food last week. I actually ordered fast food almost every day. It was really, really bad. A, it's really bad for you, and B, it's really bad for my wallet. I spent way too much money on fast food in the last week. All right, so we literally just have to chuck some Pokeballs and hope he goes in. We will kill him if we hit him. All right, there we go. Cool. Beautiful. All right. Now, we will then come down here. Sell those extra Pokeballs. Sell the TM. Sell the antidote. And buy 5 repels. We're gonna go up here first because we're gonna have a bit of a problem with Misty because Starmie is Psychic type. If we can get up to level 23. Ow. That fucking hurt. I mean, it was a crit. Oh no. You know what? Let's do this. If we can get up to level 23, that'll be light screen. That will help a lot against That'll help a lot against the Starmie. It'll be spamming water gun and bubble beam and stuff like that. So we can boost up our special defense pretty high. There is an extra ether that I usually skip that I could pick up here. I have to fight an extra trainer to do it, which is why I usually skip it. Do I want to pick it up? Is there a reason for me to pick it up? God damn, with all these crits against me. Leave me alone. Fuck. This is just a Mankey. We should outspeed and kill it. You've got to be kidding me. Of all the times to get a Gen 1 miss. Of all the times to get a Gen 1 miss, it's against a Mankey with a Mr. Mime when I have like 2 HP left. Fuck you, game. Wow. That's stupid. That sucks. Oh well. Can't focus on the past. Gotta just keep moving. So it's right up here, right north of from where I'm at now. Oh. Okay, so he does still have a Geodude. But he had... Okay, I thought he had 3 Pokemon, and I thought that they were all rock types. Weird. Actually did not need to fight this guy. I could have skipped this guy because I fought the other one. Oh well, too late now. Well, hello, Shelby Kitty. You want to come up and say hi? You gonna come up? Oh, you're just gonna pretend like you don't want to and you'll come up in a minute? Alright. I'll see you in a sec. There you are. We got a Shelby kitten. Second favorite Pathfinder race? Kasatha's really dope. I love the Kasatha. I had a long time ago, I had an idea for a Wild West campaign with a Kasatha that had a rifle and 2 pistols in his 4 hands. And I was never able to actually play that character, but I just love the idea of this dude just laying into people with pistols and, you know, taking shots with a rifle whenever they can reload. It was such a... I love that fucking character idea. Hi. Kasatha's really dope. I also like the Trox. Like, basically anything that's got more than 2 arms, I love. And the Kasatha and the Trox both have that. I love that the Trox can grapple you with their little bitty arms and then beat the hell out of you with their big strong arms. And I think they're the only race that I know of that gets a +6 to 1 stat as their racial. I think we should be... I'm going to save. This might be our first death, potentially. You mean the Trox look fun, sir? Oh no. Did I get the... All right. So that's our first... Oh no, wait, that's our second death. Oh, almost too cool to be playable. Man, I'm... Maybe I... How close am I to level 23? I'm actually really close. Hi. What's up, baby girl? I love you too. See this cat right here? You are demanding of all the attentions, right, kitten? And I can't quite give you all of the attentions. As boring races compared to Pathfinder? Yeah, that's kind of what I've... Like, of the little bit that I've looked at for 5e and D&D in particular, or just in general, I mean, it's that... There we go, there's light screen. That's all I needed. I think with light screen, we have a much better chance at beating Misty. Because we could set up light screen against the Staryu. Staryu's not going to do that much damage to us. Yeah, like, I have a lot of really interesting character ideas. Because there's so many really interesting races in Pathfinder that you can play as. Like the... Oh god, I can't remember what they're called. They're like the golden people that are like resurrected. They're like kind of based off of Egyptian like sarcophagus and pharaohs and stuff. All right, so light screen. Oh, it's light. Wait. Light screen. Oh, light screen is one. Duh. Wait. Let me just double check. Is this... Okay. That's what it does. I thought so. All right, so light screen is just a constant thing. I'm gonna actually barrier 3 times as well. I would really like to get the confusion proc on confusion. Come on, that crit. Did I save before I came in here? Let's do the safety thing. Reset. I did, okay. Yeah. Wait, not sure what that has to do with race, but thinking of something unique like that and pulling it off feels so much more special when a base class or race isn't already as cool or even cooler. I think that, like, the benefit to having there's upsides to Jesus Christ with the crits. Fucking cut it out. I know that Starby's fast and gets crits all the time, but stop it. That's death number 4. Maybe I just come back? Do I just come back? No, right? I could come back with body slam. Maybe I don't bother with barrier. Maybe I was taking too much damage. Fucking cut it out. Jesus Christ. That's because I've made that mistake in the past before I started doing that. And it's burned me really badly. So I am like hyper paranoid about it at this point. Okay, all I needed was for Misty to not crit me 3 times in a row. Okay. The pros of having really cool base classes and races, I also think outweighs the most, almost non-existent negative of it. So, well, so there's obviously benefits of like obviously if you have really cool base classes and races, that's great. But you can have that and also have a lot of other really cool classes and races as well. So I don't think it's like a knock against, you know, the base classes and races, because it's literally not that. It's just you have more options. And if all of the options are as good or better, when you're playing a game that's based entirely around creativity, you can, and I mean, like, yeah, you can like headcanon or like house rule your way into basically doing whatever with the base classes and races, right? Like if you're like, hey, can we, you know, take this race, like say you want to be what, okay, here's a comparison, or an example, I should say. Here's an example. I wanted to play a Suli, which is a Pathfinder race, which is like a combination of all of the different like Geniekin. So like the Ifrit, the Sylph, the Nereid, I think is the water one. And I can't think of the earth one. I don't think it's Oread. Maybe it's Oread. I don't know. But like all of the Geniekin. And Suli is like the combination one. It's all 4 of them in one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wanted to play one because I just think that that's really fun. I didn't realize Tao is Earth. I'd have to look it up in Pathfinder, but I don't recognize that name as a race in Pathfinder. But it wasn't until I went in almost like the day before we started the campaign, which unfortunately this campaign didn't last for very long, that it was actually in 5e, where that race did not exist. And I was like, okay, well, what about this? What if we, instead of me, let's teach body slam, just so that I can get over the cadaver here. What if I, you know, take this I can't remember which class I took or which race I took. I'm like, what if we do this? And I just like, you know, I lose some of their abilities and I add in some of these from the Suli. And like, I workshopped it with my GM until we came up with something that was acceptable. Like, it wasn't like super overpowered, but it was also like flavored towards what I was wanting to play. Genasi? Yeah. It was a Genasi. Yeah. That was the race that I ended up going with. All right, let's teach cut. And then dig. So yeah, we were able to just workshop it until we got there. But the thing, like, if you already have a class, like a race that does that, it takes a little bit of that workout. Like, and you could still do that. It like, I wanted to play a drow. In one of my campaigns, I wanted to. We were doing an evil campaign, and I wanted to play a drow. So I was talking to my GM. I'm like, hey, I want to play a drow. And he's like, they're too overpowered. Because like, and like the thing is, what I wanted from the drow, I didn't want like all of the like the passive bonuses and stuff. I wanted the extra spell slots that they got, because I had some really cool ideas of some of the stuff that I could do with this character, with the spells that they get as drow nobles. So I was like, okay, what if we just like get rid of a lot of this stuff? Like this, they have like spell resistance. They have a whole bunch of shit. What if we get rid of that? Because I don't really want all of that for my character. I want to play with these spells. I want to be able to have these spells. And it was like stuff like levitate and darkness, and there was a lot of really cool spells and a lot of sneaky shit that you could do with them if you were creative. Or even if you're not, honestly, like a lot of those spells are, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna create a globe of darkness and then I'm gonna fly away. And they can't reach me at that point. No, fuck. I spammed too much. Okay. Is it the top left? It is always the top left. I've never once seen it not be the top left. Like the 5e Warlock? Maybe. But yeah, so like it was basically just, maybe I should light screen. Probably we should be fine. Level 28, he's level 24. Yo, we got that confusion proc finally. There's a genie warlock subclass. Okay. And we're immediately going to be teaching Thunderbolt because it's really fucking strong. Over light screen? Over light screen. Our special's really high as it is. I don't think we need light screen, honestly. Can basically do drow shit. Okay, interesting. But yeah, it gives you more. So having a lot more races, classes, it just gives you more baselines to work with to make cool shit. That's how I look at it. And that's one of the reasons that I really like the Pathfinder, just plethora of races and classes and stuff that they have available. Like they have a ton of stuff available. Hello? I was spamming A. Why did I not heal? Was I holding down? Did I forget that I was holding a button? Probably. Yeah, unfortunately that character died because we forgot a basic component of the race. So we still kept the elven immunities bit that drow have, where they are immune to magical sleep effects and stuff like that. We forgot about that, and I fumbled a save against a sleep spell when I was level 4. So I was literally the max level that I could be and still be affected by sleep. The enemy had a wand of sleep, hit me with it. Me and my GM both forgot that I was immune to sleep effects. I fell asleep and a giant came up and smashed my face in. It was not an ideal situation. All right, so here's a cool thing. We have an answer for slowpokes now. Slowpoke and Slowbro was like one of the things that we were walled by until we got that Thunderbolt. So now we have that, and we are good to go. Also, I should be using Repels. Like, one of the things that I really like about Pathfinder 2e is the fact that they have the that lizard folk were introduced really early. And that's just like a really fun race to play with. And to just like imagine different characters as a lizard folk. Like I was fucking huge into dinosaurs when I was a kid. Like I wanted a snake as a pet when I was a kid. I've always loved reptiles, and having lizard folk as like a really early a race that was available really early in 2E as a playable race was just so fun to play with and so fun to toy around with and try to figure out what kind of classes, what kind of characters I would like to play as. And I've said this a couple of times. I've never actually played 2E. I've GM'd one session of 2E. Had a lot of fun with it, but I'm not good at GMing. And also, you know, scheduling adult peoples to do a thing is impossible. So we weren't able to make it a consistent thing, and it ended up falling apart because of that. But it's I really liked playing I really like playing with the 2E mechanics. And I just really like how 2E leveling up and class building and character building works. Not that way. I remember that guy for some reason being absolutely terrifying. So remember how with Ekans, I think we were still on Brock at this point? I think we were on Brock for over an hour before we finally got rid of him. Do I learn? No. Why would I even think about learning double slap? That's such a trash move. I was about to say, where are you at? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, like I have one that is an evil champion, a lawful evil champion, which is a lot of fun to play with. Let's sell the potion. We can sell the 2 repels. We can sell the 2 nuggets. You can go away. You can go away. I can't remember. I think I have a monk, lizard folk. Also, the fact that Pathfinder 2E has so much more flexibility with its ability scores than 1st edition or 5th edition. It's just a lot of fun because you can play almost every class with almost every race. Gonna sell these, get some extra cash. Because you just get to choose what ability scores you have. So as long as that race doesn't have a penalty to the ability score that's really important to your class, you could just oh wait, I want to get psychic. All right, so there's psychic. Gimme. We're gonna get rid of barrier. The reason I didn't get rid of confusion and I'm getting rid of barrier is because PowerPoints. While we're in here, we're gonna grab that. I should have gotten fly before I came to Saffron. I did forget to do that. So we're gonna do that now before I forget again. It's called the Suli. S-U-L-I. And I will admit, part of the reason that I wanted to play the Suli is because there was some power gaming aspects to that. I do tend to power game a little bit. I try not to do it too much, because I know that like if I go too far into that, it can be detrimental to the fun of everybody else. But I do like to be able to pick up the slack of other people if you know, I'm playing with less experienced players, which is usually the case with me. I'm usually playing with people that haven't played quite as much as I have, and are relatively new to tabletop gaming in general. So I tend to try to power game enough that I can pick up the slack if necessary, but not so much that that I'm hurting the fun and the of the other players and their ability to feel like they are also like contributing to the you know, to the fights or to the situation, whatever it is that we are in, right? So I am a little bit of a power gamer. I do try to keep it under wraps a bit. But, you know, sometimes I gotta let that fly a bit. Just gotta kind of have some fun with it. Like literally my first character, he was a summoner bard, which we weren't playing Pathfinder at the time. We were playing a rule set that my buddy had made up entirely on his own. So the summons were actually a lot more powerful than they are in Pathfinder. And like the whole point of that character was I wanted to be able to summon really strong monsters and then be able to buff them and heal them and all that stuff so that I could basically play every role in the party if necessary. It was a fairly complicated, because it was actually a dual class character. As my very first tabletop character, I played a dual class. It was not the best idea. But I had a lot of fun with that character, and he's still around. Like, that character is still alive. He never died. He's been converted from that to Pathfinder. He's been in a couple of other times, so it's kind of to the point where it's like we don't really like convert. Like, he's been converted so many times that he's kind of become unplayable because we don't really know what to do with him anymore, honestly. And like sometimes you kind of have to power game a little bit in tabletop, because otherwise you're going to get smashed. Unfortunately, like tabletop, like if people are going up with like actually going for like challenging fights and like equal CR and all that stuff, like if you're going with all that stuff and you're not kind of power gaming, if your build is unoptimal, like you're gonna have a really rough time. Let's see. Nope, confusion doesn't quite beat the Rhyhorn. Oh, I do too. It's why I got so into speedrunning the Kingmaker and to a lesser extent Wrath of the Righteous. Is because I loved the combat so much. The problem is, well, no, I wouldn't even say it's a problem. In those games, you kind of have to be min-maxy to an extent. If you start building for flavor in those games, it can really come back to bite your ass hard. But like some of my favorite moments in the tabletop games that I've played, like there has been a lot of RP moments that I enjoyed as well. I've literally made a character that was built entirely around RP and had almost zero combat capability. Like, if this girl got into a fight, she would basically run away, go invis, and hide. She would throw out illusions to try and confuse people, try and throw them off, and get away. She was not a fighter. Unfortunately, about 3 sessions into that campaign, I learned that everybody else in the party wanted a very combat-heavy campaign. I ended up stepping away from that particular campaign because what everybody else was looking for was not what I was looking for. And I was like, I just bowed out. I'm like, yeah, this is not what this character was designed for. Obviously your playstyle and mine are not meshing well. So I'm gonna bow out. Like, not a bad thing to do. Like, you know, sometimes you just don't have the same goals. It was a little bit unfortunate because I enjoyed playing with those guys. And I really liked that character too, because that character was also overpowered as fuck. So let me there's a house rule that my original GM had, and through him the GM for this game also had, because this GM, I believe his introduction to tabletop games was through my other one. And so the house rule is, if you are rolling... Oh god, I just realized I do not have an answer for execute and executor, do I? I have body slam and that's it. If you're rolling for stats, and say you're rolling 3d6, right? Which is normal for Pathfinder. And, well, for basically every tabletop RPG, right? You roll the 3d6, and, you know, you put it into the stat. Well, he had a rule that if you rolled a 17 or an 18, if you're rolling 3d6, if you roll a 17 or an 18, you get to roll another d6 and add that to it. And if you keep rolling 6s, you can continuously add those 6s to your stat. So this character's name was Lara. 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 This character ended up, I think it was a 32 charisma at level 1. Because of that. I got so insanely lucky with my charisma rolls that I ended up with a 32 charisma. It was insane. Obviously. So she could talk her way out of anywhere. But what I used her mostly for was talking her way into the pants of everybody around her, because she was a seductress character. Primarily because I wanted to get a little bit of vengeance against my GM, because he had killed my prior character, and I was a little bit salty about that. I will be completely upfront about that. I wanted to make him a bit uncomfortable because of how he had killed my other character. 46 dropped the lowest. Yeah, that is what we ended up doing. I'm just, you know, the end result is 3d6, right? The end result of what you end up having is 3d6. Let's save. I don't think I'm gonna run into where I have too many of a thing yet. You find a lot of cows. You know, fuck it. Can't quite get 6, but we can buy 5. Can use all 5. All right, interesting. So basically the whole point of the campaign was we were a coven of witches. And we were basically trying to and the world, that world had been completely like, there was a religion that had taken over the entire world. They had stamped out every other religious belief. They had complete control over the belief systems of everybody on the planet. Um, and that's just how it was. We did not appreciate that in our coven, and the whole point was we were going to slowly try to grow and take the world back from that religion. It was an evil campaign. But you know, mine was more of a chaotic neutral character than an evil one. Oh, hi, Haunter. The first person that I run into here is a Haunter. Interesting. Also, let's pop the repels up top here. So my goal was I'm going to go around, go to every, you know, all the towns around us. You know, there was a bunch of smaller towns and a couple of larger ones. And you know, we were going to try and spread out our influence throughout this. And my plan was I'm going to seduce all of the priests in all of the churches and have them converted to our cause in that way. This is a nugget here. I want to pick this up. I almost forgot to grab that. And so that's what I started doing, and I was successful in basically every single. I never failed a charisma check because I had a 32 charisma stat. Chaotic horny, basically. I mean, I was basically a follower of Callistria. So vengeance, you know, lust. I can't remember her other stuff. Those are the two major ones: is lust and vengeance, right? And we had even found a book. We had even found a book that like gave mechanics to like sexual encounters and stuff like that, or like seduction and stuff like that. And so I was trying to do all that. The rest of the party had built almost entirely for combat. Every single other person in the party wanted to just conquer and rule with fear, and I'm like, oh man. Like literally, there was the last session that I played. I'm sitting in there, I'm trying to seduce the priest of this new town that we had gotten to. And he was like the first one that actually, like, I can't remember if I just rolled like a 1 or what, but he was the first one that I actually hadn't completely seduced like immediately, right? It was actually taking a bit of work. GM might have bumped up his stuff in the back end to make it a little bit more interesting, which is fine. I'm not upset about that. And while I'm doing this, the rest of the party gets bored and just starts murdering all the guards in the town. And I'm, oh no. Okay, I think we get rid of confusion here and get meditate. Yeah. That's kind of when I realized, oh, we just don't want the same thing in this campaign. We just do not want the same thing. Because like if we all like we could have, you know, they could have gone around and started talking to the townsfolk and like, you know, slipping ideas into their heads about, hey, this isn't right, that, you know, this particular group just has, you know, dictates what everybody's supposed to believe. Like, what if, what about this and this and this? And like people believe this stuff for centuries and now all of a sudden it's, you know, outlawed basically. And like that's kind of how I was looking at it. And the rest of the party was like, no. Kill, conquer, murder. Like, ah. Okay. So like I said, at the beginning of this, we just didn't have the same goals. Which is fine. Oh, that's right. I forgot to pick up my bike. That's fine. Did you see? Did you see it happen? I got through without getting into combat. And like even then, like I didn't have anything, like my character would do some evil shit if necessary. But like She was literally a lover, not a fighter. So, you know, like my character would be almost entirely useless in the entire campaign if we were going to go with how everybody else wanted to do it, right? So I just backed out. Oh my god, I can't even one shot a Kadabra. Fulfill your power fantasy. Yeah, that's kind of what that Drow character was. He was a necromancer. That I will say I totally fell into the trap of going way too edgy with my first evil character. I won't even go into detail about exactly what his backstory was. It was fucking cringeworthy as shit. It was really bad. I am embarrassed about it. In retrospect, I'm embarrassed that I would have created that character the way that he was. I'm not embarrassed about how I played him. I actually really enjoyed how I played him. Up until the point where he died because we all forgot of a major game mechanic. Um, you're edgy about your good character. I would hope that you're not as edgy as my character was. Like it was not like a fun edgy. It was like a really gross. Like it was bad. It was bad. Um, like he was a drought, and like I was building him. It wasn't only just me that did it. I was actually taking reference when I was building that character from the Drizzt series. Because I had recently read the like the first 3 books where like he's actually in the Underdark and he like escapes the Underdark. So I was kind of building it based on what I knew from those books about the Drow. And they're like very sexual, they are very, forceful in their sexual encounters sometimes. They're not entirely particular when it comes to family members, when it comes to sexual stuff, and like I incorporated all that into that character. And like looking back on it, I'm like, that's real. It's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Don't do that. Um, so yeah, really cringeworthy. Really not a fan of that character that I made. Um, like I said, that it is a trap that a lot of people fall into. Is going super super hard into the gross edgy like ugh, parts of things. Oh, I just realized the music died. Is there another soundtrack? You know what? How about some Divinity? I don't actually know the Divinity soundtrack. It was just like on the recommendeds for that video that I was just playing. Um but yeah, anytime I think of that character, I just feel a little bit gross. Um and I really wish that I had not created him the way that he was. Like maybe that is like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I had just gone a little bit. I could have pumped the brakes a little bit at least, but I just didn't. But anyway, um I completely forgot like how that whole conversation got started. I'm gonna be completely honest. um how did we get on that topic? I know we were just talking about RPG characters and stuff, but I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. I have forgotten. No more room for items, Blit. Shit. Okay. We just don't grab anything else. We just don't grab anything else. But here's another character that I made. I made Billy. Billy was a spiritualist. It was a Pathfinder spiritualist. He was a necromancer based character. He was 8 years old. He was 8 years old. And I had so much fun RPing as Billy. Because my thought process was, what is the primary difference between a child and an adult? What a spiritualist? Yeah, so a spiritualist, he is a, I think they're a spontaneous spellcaster, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I played Billy or looked at spiritualists in general. But like their primary thing is they have, oh, I forgot about Silphco. I still got to go through there. They have a spirit that follows them around. It's similar, not exactly the same. It is similar to the summoner class, where the summoner has their eidolon that they can either have summoned, which takes, you know, a minute-long ritual, I think, or they can have it be like inside of them. The spiritualist is kind of like that, except it's not like a physical being; it's a ghost, basically. I forgot. I need to sell stuff. All right, here's what we'll do. Actually, I need to deposit stuff as well. You go away, you go away. But basically, I had made it so that the spirit that was following Billy around was the spirit of his dead father. So Billy's dead dad, his dad died. Very sad. Unfortunate. I also completely forgot to, I don't have a Lapras to teach that to. All right, so we will keep those in the inventory for now so that I can teach them in a moment. But what else was I saying? What else was I saying? We were talking about spiritualists. I don't remember a whole lot about the actual mechanics of spiritualists. It's been a couple of years now. Since I played it, I think. God, has it really been that long already? Guess so. Fuck. I need to play more tabletop. Because Billy was one of my more recent tabletop characters. Oh, that's right. I already fought him. All right, gonna go grab the rare candy and the other stuff. But so yeah, it's basically he's a spellcaster. He was going to be a necromancy based character, but we literally the last session that I had, he finally got to the point where he could raise like it was animate dead lesser. Which is a level 3 spell. Or I'm sorry, a level 2 spell. So I had just barely gotten to being able to use level 2 spells when we stopped playing with Billy. So I had just like unlocked his ability to do the thing that I was building him for. And that campaign kind of just fell apart, unfortunately, as they tend to do. You know, sometimes. Again, trying to keep a bunch of adult peoples together and be able to get a consistent meetup time to play D&D is fucking impossible. So we ended up having to cancel that one. But the reason that I loved playing Billy so much is, like I said, it's like, what's the major difference between the way an adult works and thinks and the way a kid does? And I came to the conclusion that the biggest difference is very simple. A child doesn't have much impulse control. There's basically no impulse control in a kid. They think of a thing and they say it. They think of the thing they want to do and they just try to do it. You know, there's not really a whole lot of critical thinking there a lot of the time. And so that's how I play Billy. It's just whatever came to my head, that's what I did. Whatever like words came to my head, that's what I said. It was just like completely zero impulse control. Like, it wasn't random. I want to make that clear. It was not me being LOL random. Everything was still pertinent to what was going on. It's just like, you know, I was also playing him as a very excitable child. He was also very, very friendly. He was not like an evil necromancer character. He knew a couple of neat tricks. Because there is a spell in Pathfinder called, I think it's like corpse speech or something like that, that basically makes it so that your character can make a dead body talk. And we ended up making it, we ended up house ruling it so that if I used it on an animal, the animal would start singing. And this primarily came from the fact that we were in a fishing village. And so I was like, oh, what if we have those those singing fish that people have? Those like really cheesy singing fish. What if we did that? And so we did. Another really interesting about the spiritualist is that touch spells can be, you can cast a touch spell and have your spirit touch the thing. And so what I would do is I would have my spirit just like phase through barrels of fish and have every single one of the fish in that barrel start singing all at the same time. We use that to distract people a couple of times, and well, almost exactly, Zinz. The whole like kind of character that I was building him towards was like, once he actually started resurrecting like humanoids, like actually getting undead followers, they would be his friends. Like he would not consider them servants or anything like that. He would consider them friends. He would play with them, you know, have fun with them. Like I said, we never actually were able to make that happen because the thing died, or the campaign died. But that was kind of the plan, was they were going to be his friends. But like there was, funnily enough, we actually got a quest to hi kitten, to like investigate some grave robbers, because I was the kid in the group. Like the other two characters, they were like normally aged for D&D campaign, like late teens, early 20s kind of characters. I don't know why I talk to you. I'd never need to talk to you. Go away. You know what I think about your master ball? Get it out of my inventory. Love you. Oh, wait. I need to come over here. I do need to be here. This is the wrong house. So we were in the graveyard at night. We were looking for the grave robbers or any sign of them, and my character Billy found it. He found a mausoleum that had the chain cut off, and you know, like an adult would then, you know, like be like, oh, I need to find the rest of my party. I need to let them know. But we need to keep this hush hush, like, you know, that kind of thing. No, Billy just screams out, "I found them, guys!" Which led to some interesting things. So yeah, it was literally like, it was a lot of fun. I loved playing Billy. Billy was so much fun because it was just shit like that. Like I would like not normally get us in trouble. Actually, weirdly enough, Billy's antics didn't really get us in trouble that often. But every once in a while, you know, it would cause things to happen. It would create situations that needed to be dealt with, let's say. And I had a lot of fun with that. I loved Billy. Billy was so much fun. I want to play Billy again sometime. I keep trying to get my GM to play Billy, to run Billy again. It's just kind of difficult, unfortunately, because Billy is now a solo character in like a school setting, and my GM and I have been trying for a while to figure out how to make that like semi-interesting. Just a low int barbarian, but with magic words every now and then? Not necessarily. I did not mean to do that. That might actually be useful though. Wait. Is this... It's just one. It's just one stage. Okay. No. We will not learn substitute. Weirdly enough, the level 47 Mr. Mime was able to beat the level 31 Mr. Mime. Weird. Strange, I know, but it is what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't say a low int barbarian, because like it's like a lack of wisdom, right? Because he's just not experienced. He's a little kid. He just doesn't understand. He's not stupid. He's just inexperienced. And that's kind of how I was trying to look at it, which is a difficult balance, right? That is a difficult balance to reach. Like intelligent, able to understand things once they are presented to him, but inexperienced in the world and doesn't really know how a lot of things work. And so he will do things that some people would consider really dumb, but it's coming from a point of innocence rather than stupidity or like willful ignorance, right? And it was a really interesting character. I had a lot of fun playing Billy, and I would love to play him again sometime. What are we looking like stat wise? We got some body slams left. I think I'm going to we bought just body slam. Oh, that's fine. We can two-shot. Mr. Mime here doesn't really have anything that's going to beat us, so I am going to meditate, I think maybe 3 times. And then body slam. How low int barb is played most of the time. I think the major difference would be, so Billy would not stay that way. Like as he learned more, as he experienced more in the world, he would change as he learned more. Which a lot of people will. Well, I can't say how everybody does this, because I've only ever played with my group of characters, but everybody's character was pretty much static in their in like the way that they treated everybody and the way that they like looked at the world. That might be because I was playing with people that just were not the best at role playing. I don't know. I did not mean to use strength there. But yeah, Billy would start off like that. But he would not stay like that. Because he, like I said, that all comes from him being innocent of how things work. He just doesn't know. But once he learns, which I think his intelligence was like it wasn't like super high, but I think it was like a 14 or something like that. It was like relatively decent. Like pretty decent. I almost ran right into that man. So he would learn what is acceptable and what is not, like what is expected and what is not. But he was also a fucking street kid. Like he grew up on the street. He did not have a home. He was a fucking rugrat. Not even a rugrat. He was like a street rat. So he didn't have any, official training. He was just, he had some people that took care of him, like made sure that he didn't fuck himself up too badly and all that. But he didn't really have anybody to teach him, like, hey, you don't want to do this because of this. You want to do it this way because of that. He just kind of had to rely on his ghost daddy to help him out for the most part. And the way that the spiritualist spirits are, they're fairly passive. They each have like a reigning emotion or like feeling, and they're basically all about that. Oops, I did not mean to click there. But I did see that I do not learn TM26. TM46 is Psywave. Can fuck off. I have something better. Alright, so we're full on calciums. We're not full on either of the others. Alright, so we're going to sell the calcium. Wait, how much money do I have? No! Damn it! Damn it! I saw 69,240 and thought we had got this 69,420. Damn it. Is it Janny, but in D&D, it's a Dow. Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. Do we one-shot the Ninetales? We do not. This song has some The Last of Us vibes at times. Right there. Shaitan being the genies of like physical. Okay, gotcha. Or maybe it was Shaitan. Was it Shaitan? What the fuck? Pathfinder. Let me just look at it real quick. Shaitan? Apparently it's pronounced Shaitan, not Shaitan. Huh. Wonder... I think that one might not be a playable race. Everything that I picked up while I was looking through were not playable race things, but I don't know. It's been a long time since I've looked at a lot of the Pathfinder First Edition character builder stuff. It's actually been a while since I played the second edition, or played around with second edition character builder stuff. I actually started looking at Path Builder again, which that's another thing, Zins. If you want to, like, if you would like to try to build characters, there are apps called Path Builder and Path Builder 2. I think it might just be Path Builder 2, which are great resources, like absolutely insanely good resources for building characters in Pathfinder and Pathfinder 2nd Edition, respectively. Only got 2 psychics left. I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna heal now so that I don't forget. But yeah, I loved using those. Like, I have so many characters built up on those. I probably have like 40 or more fully built level 1 to level 20 characters in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, because Path Builder makes it so easy to do. I don't have their items, I just have like their fucking classes and their feats and their abilities and all that stuff. I have so many that are built and ready to go from level 1 to level 20. We might actually finish Mr. Mime today. Also, I totally forgot to, fucking burn. Actually, it doesn't matter. Totally forgot to change the stream title. Totally forgot to change the stream title when I swapped to, Mr. Mime. Although it does mention that we would be doing Mr. Mime after the Snick, so. Alright. I'm out of coffee, guys. I'm upset. But I do still have water. So we got that at least. I should actually be using Thunderbolt, I think. Shaitan is Earth, and Janny is Janny the mix between all of them? Okay. What is the Suli then? Wait. What am I thinking of when I think of Suli? No, Janny is... Okay. I see. So Janny is like the full... Okay. The full genie, whereas Suli is the genie kin. Okay. I'll see what's happening here. Weirdly enough, we're not going to use the psychic move against the fighting type. I'm trying to... I did not want to use that. Yeah. We will use psychic against the ground poison type, though. That's a question. Is there a ground fighting type yet? Or like a rock fighting type? Is that a thing? I probably should have body slammed the Doug Trio We're definitely body slamming the Machop. Really? Okay, never mind. Terrakion? Oh yeah, those are all fighting types, aren't they? That's so weird. That's a weird one. Like, I always forget that those are supposed to be fighting types because they do not at all look like they would be fighting types. They just look like little beasties. Great Tusk is ground fighting. That is also very weird. I agree. That is also very strange. I wonder if there are any... I mean, probably Dragon X. Like, there's probably a lot of Dragon somethings that don't exist. I wonder if they'll... Why has Nintendo made a Pokemon MMORPG? Because I will tell you exactly why. Hardware limitations. Like, have you been to the lake in Pokemon Violet and Scarlet? Have you seen the absolute lag and nonsense that happens there? And that's just with wild Pokemon showing up and some water physics. Can you imagine how fucked the lag and the latency would be if you had, you know, hundreds of other player characters in the area? Started doing stuff for PC. Nintendo will never allow that to happen. Nintendo will never allow that to happen. Yeah, no way. No shot. No shot whatsoever. The money, though? The problem with that is Nintendo has a monopoly on the single biggest franchise in the world. They have a monopoly on it. They will never give up that monopoly. It's not going to happen. It would be great if they did, but unfortunately, it will never happen. I don't need to go back and heal because we fight literally nobody going through here. Yeah, it would... Yes, they would be able to sell to more people. However, a huge number of people that will play Pokemon games already have a Switch. So the extended audience is very small compared to the audience that they already have. And the loss of complete and utter control over that IP would be way too much for Nintendo to be willing to risk. And that is the long and short of it. They will never let that happen because they have a monopoly on the biggest merchandising franchise in the world. And they will never give that up. After I finish this run, I actually want to look up how much money Pokemon makes every year. Like, how much money did Nintendo make off of Pokemon stuff in 2022? I wonder if those numbers are available yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Pokemon Go, like the like 2 or 3 Pokemon apps that are on phone, that's probably, like, that is about the extent that you'll most likely see. And yeah, I do not see a world where they would allow anything else but that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong someday, which would be great because I would be down for a Pokemon MMO. Yeah, those like Ghostware games, the ones that are like not publicly available anymore. That's a really shitty thing. Like honestly, I don't know. Well, like it's also a really complicated issue because copyright is fucking complicated. Like there are reasons to not let that kind of stuff out and just, you know, let people, you know, just give open access to the other games, like older games that you can't get anywhere anymore. But if they ever want to like revamp that series or something, because like everybody knows how fucking much Nintendo loves to re-release things, right? Once for Lorelei, Lance, and Champion. So just 2. So I can use 8 rare candies here. Like obviously there are illegal ways to get things, but yeah, the fact that there's no official way to get a lot of older games really sucks. Really, we don't just one-shot it with a Thunderbolt, huh? We will one-shot the Cloister for sure. Slowbro, I should have mimicked. I should have gotten... We got the 10%! Alright, cool. Yeah. Like, I really like... So, apparently, Sony and PlayStation are handling the God of War games in such a way that... that PlayStation will have a year at least of exclusivity, and then it gets released on PC. So like God of War 2018 is available on PC right now. God of War Ragnarok is not yet because it hasn't been out for a year. But a lot of people are expecting it to come out like to the day a year after its PlayStation release. Which I would love because I really want to play those games. I'm really interested in playing the God of War series again. I haven't played 1 through 3. I don't even think I ever beat 3. I played the hell out of 1. I actually beat 1 on the hardest difficulty way back in the day. Played through on 2. I enjoyed the hell out of that too. Liked the final boss of 2 a hell of a lot better than the final boss of 1, I'll tell you that much, but that's not really saying much because the final boss of God of War 1 is trash. It's real bad. Like that is probably one of the most universally hated final bosses of anybody that's played. Like, of all the people that have played that game, I'm pretty sure everybody hates that final boss. Elixir for sure. We'll also wear candy. Thunderbolt should absolutely destroy Gyarados. Oh, shit. I forgot. We have Meditate. We do not have Mimic. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And like, so I'll straight up say I am playing this on emulator, but I also have a physical copy of this game as well. That was a mistake. I should not have done this. Am I fucked? I think I'm okay. All right, now we got to kill it. Now it's dangerous. All right, I did those 2 meditates. Really, still wasn't able to one-shot them. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Please stop. No, a crit! You gotta be kidding me! Stop it, you fuck! Ah, fuck you! We win! Alright, so this one went a lot better than last time. Holy shit. We died 5 times, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but... beyond that, this was a very good run, I believe. I like it a lot. So 68, 556, and 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds.